Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to the Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Today, our guest is Elma. Elma, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you. Very nice to be here. Very
Awesome.
excited. Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
me.
Thank you so much for joining us. So, let us know where you live and what you do.
So I live in New York and I am the founder of Fashion My Way, which is a B2B software plus service solution for brands to help brands to supplement their physical collections with digitized personal on-demand twins. And this way they get to convert more sales by giving customers more options, more SKUs with less inventory.
Oh, well, that's awesome. So, can you let us know what inspired you to start this business?
Yes. So I've worked in retail for the last 20 years. And, as I worked in retail, the retail is going through a big transformation right now. And I was in the thick of it. I was like, even as a senior manager, very much in the front line. And I saw a lot of things that needed to be evolved, that needed to be changed, starting with lost sales, those fitting rooms that were with customers just loving the product, but not enough. Retail has a big almost sale problem where the customer is almost ready to buy it, but there is a small detail that makes them walk away or abandon the shopping. And then that lost sales for brands is just, it spirals into these cycles where you have to mark it down. So now you have to store it. You're paying for storage. You're paying employees to mark it down. Then you have to return it back or sell it at an outlet. So it's this vicious cycles that I was facing, disappointing customers, overworked employees, overflowing stock rooms, and really comes down. It came to a moment when I'm like, why is this happening? I worked for Bloomingdale's, I worked for The Gap, I worked for Brooks Brothers. And I said, and why is this happening? And designers, brands that come and say, well, why did my collection sell? We had two really great sellers that we couldn't sell enough. The rest is just overflowed in excess inventory. And it's happening because of a small detail. Maybe a customer needed sleeves. I had a customer once, she bought two dresses, just to cut one to make sleeves for the other. So it's like these small details. And I said, you know what, we got to do something to close this production demand gap. And what's best way to do it by just giving the customers what they want. And that's where digitizing your fabrics and adding digital twins and starting that innovative journey will help brands to collect more data, convert more sales, engage customers. So this whole process really started from my first line experience working for big brands, big retailers here in New York.
That makes sense. But I would love to hear more about this, like how you were able to address all these issues, because I believe these are a lot of issues. On the other hand, many companies burn out because of these issues. So if you can solve these issues, you can save a lot of businesses.
Yes. So although an innovator, I don't believe in a complete fashion revolution. I hear people saying we're all going to go on demand and we're all going to have clean resources. To me, I've worked for big brands. I work for brands that are millions and millions in revenues that have been in business for decades. And to ask them to go all clean and all on demand is like asking a Titanic to turn because there is an iceberg in front. It's impossible. So I don't necessarily, and I think there is value into buying something and shipping it in 2 days because I got to go to a party so there is value in retail as it stands right now. And it doesn't completely need to be demolished, but it needs to be evolved. So brands that have some clean processes in place, the higher end, the luxury, the premium, the contemporary, the ones that do small batch production, they can add a supplemental customer journey to their e-commerce. Even the way we're offering is there's a headless commerce. So let's say I'm a customer and I'm shopping at designer X and I love this dress. If it only had sleeves because I am conscious I need to cover my arms, then you've lost that customer. Now she's going and scrolling in this massive SKUs, overwhelmed. Where am I going to find what I need? Meantime, if you have a button right there that says personalize it, then you're targeting her. She's already liked the item. Give her a chance to tweak it, some minor details, targeted SKUs. You don't have to give 1,000 options. So then you can convert that sale. And yes, the customer will pay more for it because statistically, there is 84% of consumers today that want personalization and 81% that are willing to pay a premium for it. Brands can go up in price as much as 20% just for the customer to get what they want, right? So now you're converting the sales. And then we offer also dashboards. So it's not just about I have to convert the sale and make this customer happy, which to me, you can spend on customer acquisition all day long. If you can't retain the customer, you're dead. So this is customer loyalty. This is customer retention. This is innovation. This is engagement. This is making it more experiential. You see, physical retail today is very experiential and online is becoming stuffy, more of a chore. So, but this is about do it enough, infuse personalization enough to get real-time data, because then that custom dashboard is going to tell you what your customers want. So if 30% of your customers are conservative and need dresses, now you know why things didn't sell, right? You can go into the data and you can say, now I know why this dress didn't sell because look how many people personalize it. How did they personalize it? This way. All right, now I'm going to get that and go and produce with confidence, ready to wear. So it's a way to also ensure that you are staying close to the customer in real time. There's a lot of benefits. It's a little tweaking the business model, not necessarily a revolution, right? Just evolving with times enough so you can make more intelligent decisions when it comes to production.
That makes sense. That completely makes sense. So just to learn more about who are your ideal customers and what is the process of onboarding? Like, let's say, what is the eligibility of the clients, and on the other hand, how you onboard them?
So right now, right, the customer we are focusing on women's apparel. So if you think about what's out there in the market right now for product personalization, you've got a lot of furniture that you can personalize. You got men's suiting, like tailored. You can personalize a shirt. You got glasses, shoes, handbags, a lot of luxury. You don't have a lot in women's apparel because that's a tricky one. It's a hard one. So most of the brands, right, they don't even go there because the competition is saying, here is a tool, because they're a tech company and these configurators are broad use. And to me, that configurator that's going to personalize a sofa is not going to personalize a women's dress. It ain't happening. So they just give you a tool and they say use it. So most of the brands, they're not even looking for these tools. So that's why we build something that's software plus service. First of all, yes, it is a digital showroom, which you could call it a configurator. No, it doesn't work as a configurator because we utilize digital fashion at the highest. The digital twins, we've done high-end dress collection, and the level of expertise that went into the precise images, it's insane. That's what women's fashion, especially luxury, needs. But also it's about the customer journey. So we are a tech company because I have a tech partner, but also we have fashion expertise, and we understand that the customer doesn't just need a configurator. You need an end-to-end solution. So the way that we onboard them is a consultation. First of all, like you're going to go into play the game of personalization. You have to be targeted. This is not just to make the customer happy. This is what am I going to do to convert the sale? So everything has to be a strategic additional digital SKU. Then it's an entire journey. It's an entire commerce journey that should not clutter your existing one. We also provide added value services. So all the digital creations we create for them, digital online merchant. So I know that brands need more than just a tool to actually dip their toes into the future of fashion. And we are hand in hand, strategic partners. We never leave them really, unless they leave us, right? And they say, no, we're gonna do digital fashion on our own and we're gonna provide you the assets. Well, fine. But they don't have to.
Got it. So obviously, one of your differentiator is software plus service. You are not providing just one thing. You are providing a mix and match of both of the powerful things. Like, obviously, this is a separate power. If you are offering just a software or just the services, obviously there will be some interdependency and the results cannot be matchable. But yeah, this can be your one differentiator. But in the market, every business faces competitors. And other than this thing, what is that sets you apart from the market?
So what sets us apart from the market is really the fact that we are targeting women's apparel. And it's really, if you think about custom fashion today, custom fashion is not sexy. Think about custom brands for women. They're doing it out of a functionality, right?
Yeah.
But we are not doing it only out of functionality, because I can understand if as a woman you need a pair of jeans and you want pockets because you've got kids running around, then we will make some extra pockets for you, right? That's also a targeted digital SKU. But
makes sense.
It's about really making a custom fashion streamlined, where a contemporary brand that sells really cool products can actually have the customers go into the digital showroom and interact with the product, create something for themselves. So we look at it in a much bigger scope. We're not going after custom fashion at all, because we have our full value proposition is onboarding a brand that has never done it.
Makes sense. I believe this is one of the biggest differentiator, and I don't think so that in the market there will be a lot of competitors in this exact niche. But yeah, obviously competitors are always there. But yeah, all right. So Elma, this is something new for me as well. Like, I learned something out of it today. So if there can be something new for me, then most probably there are a lot others in the market don't know about all these things, and especially about the custom fashion. So don't you think this can be a little bit dependent on the awareness as well? Because maybe market needs some awareness about these things, because they really don't know about many of the facts. They don't know about many of the facts, but yeah, this is one of them. So do you run any awareness campaign or any efforts in this regard?
Yes. So here's the thing. I am well aware that this is an emerging trend. So I think it's not just it's completely underserved. I know customer demand because I worked with them for 20 years. I know brands can benefit a hell lot if they do it in ways that they haven't even seen before, but it's underserved, right? So it's really hard to build something emerging, because now not only that you have to build it, but you have to tell the brands or the customer, the client, why they need it. So it's hard when you go into a space where your target clients doesn't know that this is a solution. So yes, it requires, and this is where my team and I now are at that stage where it's like, how do we go to market with a ton of education? Because we see something that not everybody sees, not yet. So that could be beneficial as a first mover, but also not, right? Because you're paving a path. It's definitely requires, and we're now getting to that stage to really rethink, how do we become thought leaders in this space?
That makes sense. Awesome. Well, Elma, all of these challenges every day, many businesses just shut down. And because obviously every business do face challenges, and some businesses work with it, and some businesses can cope up with it, and some cannot. So in this regard, can you share one biggest challenge or the most interesting challenge in this regard that you have ever faced, and how you were able to address that challenge?
So I'm a first-time founder. I know that people that have done this multiple times, they're like really experienced. As a first-time founder, there are many challenges. The biggest one for me, right? And it goes back to your own personality, is really how do you swim in uncertain deep waters, right? You're building something, and especially for those founders that are working in emerging trends or something completely next gen, right? Who are you going to copy? Because you don't have somewhere to see and say this company is doing it this way, I'm going to do it better. You're just doing it. Like, really, what we build is nothing out there exactly what we have. So you're always, it's trial and error and trying to figure out the process and the product and the building the MVP by process of elimination. Because even the way that we put the digital fashion and physical fashion and this hybrid, it was a lot of trial and error. The patience with the process. And really, if I say what is one thing that really helps a founder, is resilience. Like, don't give up, but also flexibility. You have to be open, because what I learned, we pivoted because we went into the market as a marketplace. We wanted brands to bring their products, customized products there. And they said, we don't need another marketplace. We need your technology, but not the marketplace. We want to own the customer journey. So as a founder, you're like, wait a second, because that was my dream vision. Forget about what your dream is. You're building a dream, but when you put it out there, the market is going to mold it into what it needs. So it's really be resilient with your work ethics and your intentions and your goals and your vision, but be open enough and flexible enough so you let it grow. It's like you have a child and you want him to be good in math, but he's best in music. Let him be what he wants to be, right? It's your creation, but it's going to flourish in the way that it wants to.
Exactly. I think now this is a time that entrepreneurs should learn about the resilience. Awesome. Well,
That don't go in. Don't go in. You will have more reasons to give up than to continue.
exactly. Well, it was really nice. And then please give us the biggest piece of advice for our viewers who are, again, entrepreneurs, the ones who are already in the market, or the ones who are planning to start a business.
So for the ones that are planning to start a business, my biggest advice would be do it for the right reason. What does that mean? If you're going to go into starting a business just to make money, unless it's just a business and it's not an innovative idea, like, okay, I'm going to open up a store, I'm going to buy this much, selling. Okay, that's fine. That's, to me, is like you're running its but if you're going to really create something from nothing, do it for more than just the desire for money, because it's a path. The passion and the love and the purpose has to always be enough to sustain the struggle and the obstacles and things that you have to overcome. Otherwise, you will never make it to the finish line. So that's for the ones to start. And the ones that are out there, is don't let your ego run the show, because there is a moment, I think there is a balance between being hard-headed with your vision and also being open and flexible with what the advisors or people that have more experience than you have to say. And I think knowing when to push and when to pull, I think that balance is the key to success. So less ego and more intent, more intention.
Intent, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, that's a beautiful advice for sure. Well, Elma, please let our viewers know how they can reach you if someone wants to.
What is it? Sorry, I missed it.
Let our viewers know how they can reach you if someone wants to.
Yeah, so we have the website, fashionmyway.com, or they can reach me at elma.madzar at fashionmyway.com. I would be happy to speak with them. Thank you.
That's easy. That's easy. Well, thank you, Alma. So nice of you for joining us today. I learned new things today, and I admit that. And I hope many people must have learned a lot of things. So, well, stay connected, and I wish you best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye bye.